Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the regular board meeting of Dundee Township for April 2026. I call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day.
Here.
Trustee Drake. Trustee Bixler.
Here.
Trustee Harney.
Here.
Supervisor Shaw.
Here. Okay, we now have a quorum. Trustee Day, please lead us with a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Noticeable.
Okay, next portion of the meeting is public comment. Madam Clerk.
We have Amber Cotter. And I'm not that tall. Hi, I'm Amber Cotter.
I don't think it's on.
I'm sorry?
Is it on?
I don't think so. The light's not on. I could try to speak loud.
No.
Hi, I'm Amber Cotter. I'm one of the mental health board candidates. And I'm here to speak about transparency. Transparency is, I've been trying to be on this board since November. During my interview, both with Supervisor Shaw and the mental health board, nobody had inquired if I had personal mental health experience. They just asked about my professional qualifications. Speaking in a sense of personal experience, because it's been questioned to me personally, somewhat confrontedly, if I have personal experience, I do. When I was young, I witnessed my dad attempt to take his life. I was there when the police officers were trying to resuscitate him. I firmly remember the feelings of trying to pull his skin together to try to bring him back. I firmly remember throughout my childhood him struggling with mental health and substance abuse and struggling to find services in our community that could best help our family. I know what it's like to sleep on concrete floors. I know what it's like to go months without electricity and hot water. I know what it's like to live in slummy apartments that should not be rented out. I know what it's like to have family members miss milestones because of their struggles. And I know what it's like to miss their dad who's lost their battle to mental health and substance abuse, because that's what happened to my dad this past September. I know what it's like to have a brother who ate a spiked brownie and ended up having a psychotic break at a party. And I know what it's like to be a community member just searching for resources and not being able to find them. And I say that now even. We have an 11-year-old daughter, and trying to find resources for high-functioning autism in our community is non-existent. Trying to find something that does not have a 3-month wait list for psychiatry for children is non-existent in this county. You know why? Because I have to travel to Winnebago County for my kid to be seen. The reason why I keep showing up to meetings, the reason why I keep advocating and sending out emails is because nobody should be going through this particular challenge. We have the ability to reach our community members, to help and support them. We have the ability to give outpatient resources that is significantly less than inpatient resources for our community, or people going to jail, or people losing their lives to this struggle that can be prevented. I'm going to keep fighting to be on this board. I'm pretty stubborn that way, but it should not be that hard to help a community out. Thank you. May.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bernie May. I'm from Family Service Association of the Greater Elgin area. For those of you who are unfamiliar with us, we're a community mental health center that serves children and adolescents. We have an office located in Elgin, but in Dundee Township, where we occupy about 17,000 square feet of space. Most of our 100 staff live and work in this community. So I am here to urge you to move forward with appointing individuals who have behavioral health expertise to the Mental Health Board. Oversight of behavioral health funding is simply not intuitive. I wish it was, but it simply isn't. It requires an understanding of our braided funding systems, our levels of care, our intensive regulatory requirements, and the real system gaps that people navigate every day. Without that expertise, decisions are delayed, misinformed, or even avoided, and then it's your residents who ultimately pay that price. As of today, FSA serves 126 Dundee Township residents and their families. We have 16 individuals sitting on our wait list. In the size of a township, 16 might not sound like a lot of people, but if that was your kid who's 4 weeks out from a suicide attempt, and you're just really afraid that the next one is right around the corner, and you're told that you're gonna wait 6 weeks before you see a behavioral health professional, that 16 feels like a really overwhelming number. So I am urging you to move forward with expertise that can be our partners in care that helps you serve your community in the best way possible. Thank you.
No other comments.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to address the board at this time? Okay, we'll close this portion of the meeting. The next portion of the meeting, we have presentations from Mr. Angus, Mike Angus. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. I know a lot of people on the board, a lot of people I don't know. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Chicago Area Mountain Bikers, Canberra, and just cover two things which we would like the board to consider us moving forward on. So a little bit about Chicago Area Mountain Bikers. We're a 501c3. Whoops, that did not work.
Uh-oh. Where are those guys we had last night?
There you go.
Okay, I've got the drift now.
We got it.
There we go. All right, so yeah. So 3 topics I'm going to cover. 1, just tell you a little bit about Canberra. 2, talk about the Raceway Rally, which is the race we put on a Raceway Woods every year, which we're just looking for approval to move forward for this year. And then 3, just cover the Huntley Trail, which we spoke about 5 years ago, I think, just before COVID. We spoke about that and we put it on hold because of COVID and we never got around to it. So those are 3 topics I'm going to cover very quickly. Scroll down. Here we go. A little bit about Chicago Area Mountain Bikers. We're a 501c3 non-profit volunteer organization, all volunteers, and we maintain and build single track throughout the Chicago area. We actually maintain about 120 miles of single track across Cook County, Will County, Dundee Township, Dundee, and Kane County as well. And we've got a lot of other areas. We've got 3 bike parks, and we basically build and maintain the trails on behalf of the forest preserves for everyone to use, hikers, bikers, everybody. So that's what we do. We're very conscious about how we build the trails. We try and look at it from a public safety perspective, make sure riders and hikers aren't crashing into each other, and we maintain the trails to a very high standard. So that's a little bit about us. Any questions before I move on?
Mike, you've got to talk about your erosion control just a little bit to make me happy.
Oh yeah, so the trails that we design, I spent about 10, actually, I've been 25 years actually, building and designing trails. They're designed from a sustainability and conservation perspective. So we design the trails to shed water so they don't erode. So basically what we do is we make sure that the water spends as little bit of time as possible on the trail, so it sheds across the trail, not down the trail, so it doesn't erode. So the design is very cleverly designed in order to make sure it's sustainable, it doesn't damage the environment beyond the actual footprint of the trail. So that's basically what we do, and I spend a lot of time standing it, and where we get things wrong, we fix it. So we try and keep the trails at a very high standard. We also do a lot for the community as well. Raceway will always pick up the trash. We actually got a Route 31 cleanup coming up. We're going to clean up the trash in the forest preserve on Route 31 just in the next couple of weeks. So we do a lot around that as well. 2 things. I'm going to pass on to Mike Lenz, who is one of the trail directors. I'm the executive director, just to talk about the Raceway Rally that's coming up. So Mike, I'm going to pass on to you.
Sure. Mike Lenz here. Talk a little bit about the 4th Annual Raceway Rally. It's the first of 3 races in the 2026 Canberra Chicagoland Race Series. The second race is going to be at Paul Douglas Forest Preserve in Hoffman Estates, and the third one's going to be at Palos Forest Preserve in Willow Springs. Raceway offers a lot of opportunity for the riders and racers out there. There's short, punchy climbs, there's fun downhills, and the riders and racers that come out there to race and ride really enjoy the system. We get about 400 racers to show up for the past few years, each year. We go through kids through expert, we have adaptive racers, we have beginners, we have novice, sport, comp, and expert racers. We have a food truck. There's 3 slides in there somewhere.
Scroll down. Don't take, scroll
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Okay.
So, 13 race categories. That includes female and male through all the races that I just mentioned. We give medals out to the top 3 finishers in each age group, and the top 3 finishers overall get trophies. So let's go on here a little bit. It's a very race-friendly, spectator, family-oriented event. We have a food truck there. We have music there. We have an announcer there that typically tells a lot of jokes throughout the races when the people are out there racing. We have a medic service that comes out, is on site in case anything happens. We have a little over 100 marshals out, or volunteers out there. They marshal, they help race set up, and they help clean up and tear down the races afterwards. We also have garbage trucks out there. We have volunteers that are collecting the garbage throughout the races, and we also rent a dumpster where we can throw all the garbage in there, and then the facility comes and takes everything away the next day. So I'm going to show you a little bit here with regards to parking in the map. It's kind of small here. So what I did here, here's a Raceway Woods map. The green portion is Kane County, and then over here is the Dundee Township portion of it. So for parking, we utilize the parking facility. There's about a 200 car opportunity here for the people that come to race. And they're not there the whole day. They come to do their races, they show up, and then they come and go. So it covers it fairly well. We also have the silo lot down here off of 31. People park there. The Huntley lot over here off of Huntley Road, we don't park it. In the years past, Dundee Township has asked us not to park there. The only vehicle that parks there is Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. They bring the adaptive bikes there. They're 3-wheeled bikes. They hand pedal them. And they, so we allow them to park down there because it's really difficult for them to park up here. We also have a setup area right over here. You can see the mouse, the arrow here. That's where the food truck is. The porta-johns are up there. Registration, volunteer activities, and race signing is all up in here too. Go to the next one here. So I got a couple of the course maps here. They're not finalized, but they're going to be prettied up a little bit. So this is the, you can't read here, but this is the adaptive race. The adaptive riders, they can't ride in the trail system. It's just too difficult for them to ride. It's hills out there. They got to get in between trees, and there's certain guidelines for the dual wheels to get in between the trees, which we don't meet. So what we do is we start them over here, and then we take them around this loop in here, and then there's a trail that goes in here, and they do a couple loops in here, and then they race and they cross the finish line over here. So it's worked really well. We got about 8 to 10 racers out there for the adaptive side, and I tell you, watching them is one of the most fun parts of the races because they really get excited about it. Then this one here entails the sport, comp, and expert riders, and then the races fall in between. So here They start in the same place here, they'll take it out, they'll do one loop around here, and then they go into the woods, and they never do that loop again. So all the categories do that. So for each category, and I'm gonna lump them into, I say there's 13 categories, but there's the novice and the sport and the beginners. They only go up there once and then they're into the woods. So we tie that site up for about 15 to 20 minutes for each category. That happens probably every hour to hour, 45 minutes. So then what we do is, for the races, so this sign, we've been using this sign for the last 3 years, and this will be the 4th year we use this sign. That sign, the yellow sign, is put up 2 weeks before the race to allow people who regularly go out to the Raceway Woods and hike or run or whatever they do out there. They see that sign, so they become somewhat prepared for it. We take those signs down on race day, and then we put the caution signs up out there. And all the caution signs go up, all the entry points that go into the trail system, we typically take those off, and then we put signs there too. So nobody gets on the courses. We also have marshals out there too, so if somebody inadvertently steps out onto the race courses, we don't have to worry about it. So that's it for there. And in the past, when we asked permission from Dundee, one of the criteria was to get a permit from Kane County. So we've had the permit for a little over a month now from Kane County to hold the race here. So we're looking for your continued support and approval to hold the race there.
Thank you. And you have insurance, right?
Oh, yes, we have insurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Lenz, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So, what hours this would be?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. The races, we actually set up the day before. We set up on Saturday. Most of the setup is on the Kane County side. There's a few taping that goes out. We tape, caution tape that we put up there, just to mark off the courses. We get there about 6:30, 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. Finalize the setup. People start arriving. Races start at 9 o'clock. Opening ceremonies are at 8:45. Races start at 9 o'clock. And the last racers come through, the expert comes through about 5:30. So the experts aren't racing that whole time. We go off in different categories. So we start at 9, we do a 10:15 one, we do a 12:30 one, and then after that, it just, the competent experts are out there for quite a while.
Understood. And we appreciate that you do the cleanup because we only have 2 members on our staff for open space.
Oh,
So
yeah.
thank you
And
for that.
I typically go out there on Monday or Tuesday when they're picking up the dumpsters, and I do another sweep to make sure that there's no garbage around.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hope you have fun.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so yeah, thank you. I hope you support us again. It's a very fun race, it's very popular, and it's a great activity enjoyed by many. The second request that we have is something we actually spoke about just before COVID. We asked to build a trail to link the Huntley parking lot to the existing single track, which is just on the top of the pavement at Raceway Woods. So if you think of the Huntley parking lot as here, you come in over here, Huntley parking lot's over here. Currently, there's a gravel path that runs up over here to the racetrack. And there's also a gravel path, a just natural surface path that runs up through the middle. This here is been there for years, decades, and is eroding pretty badly now. There's a lot of, it's a downhill line, it's not sustainable. So what we proposed 5, 6 years ago now, was it Sue?
Yeah, it's
We
been that long.
proposed a single track. It's been a little flag back then, it's still the same flagging that's out there. We proposed a trail that basically came up out of the parking lot and then went in and just used some of the area over here. It's mainly invasive trees over here that we put in place. We flagged this trail out here. Sue did go out there and have a look at it with me,
Yeah,
and she requested us to make some changes. The original line had another line that ran along the ridge over here, and she requested us to take that up, which we did. So we would love to put this trail in. I think it does a few things. One, it gets the people off of this, going up these 2 4-line trails over here. 2, I know we don't seem to have this issue anymore, but there used to be some security issues with the cars over here. I haven't heard it break in for a little while. But you know, you put a bit of traffic up over here exposed to that area, you're not going to have that anymore. I will say that I don't think we've had a break in there over 2 years, so there's probably not an issue right now. But once again, just utilizing this land a little bit better and getting the mountain bikers up to the single track circuit. So we really request, I can walk this with any of you, take you through it. Really request to ask for approval for us to put this trail in. I think it will be a good thing for Raceway and just help finalize the trail. So that's all I have. Any questions?
I just want to add that Mike is absolutely right. The trail that's there now is profoundly eroded, and so it would be good to do something about that. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Any other
I
questions?
would, for one, like to see more pictures on that, and we
Would
could
you
put
like to go out
that.
there? We'll take you out there. Have a
Yeah,
walk.
we would love doing
Let's
that,
do that.
yeah. So we can put that on the next agenda item for
Okay.
the next meeting. For now, I'd like to make a motion to approve Chamber, is that right? Camber.
It's at the
Camber.
end.
Is
It's
it at
under
the
new
end?
business, yeah.
Okay. All right, new business, sorry.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
He let me down.
Not the
I
first
will
time.
close this, correct?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any questions from the board? No, okay, we'll close this portion. Next item on the agenda is reports. Do we have assessor? There is nobody here today. I didn't see anyone.
Good evening. Good to see everybody again. Long time no see. Just a little update, we closed our books today. The assessor, we ran the program and we finalized our numbers for 2026 and we turned those into the county. It's a bit earlier this year, it's about a month earlier than usual. We're trying to get a head start on the quad. That'll be 2027. So the earlier we get done with 2026, the more time we can commit to 2027, where we reassess all the properties within the township. So that's probably going to happen quite a bit this year with a lot of the townships. The county's kind of pushing for everybody to finish earlier, and they're also kind of pushing for not many reassessments this year, any at all, actually. Per their interpretation of some state statutes and court decisions, they really do not want us reassessing in off years that are not many reassessment years. So they're pushing hard on that this year, and we're abiding by their wishes. We will, though, be adjusting throughout the year for any of the new construction that is being finalized with certificates of occupancy. We'll have quite a few of those coming through with the single-family homes and the townhomes coming online. So we do prorate those assessments, so they're captured as new construction, and the schools get their money for 2026. So they left that. We'll stay on top of that. As long as we get the permits and the CFOs from municipalities, Algonquin and West Dundee. I think that's primarily it right now. They're pretty good with it. My staff and I, or a couple of my staff members, we just got back from a conference, Bloomington Normal, our statewide conference. I attended a session by Mr. Kimsey. Very good session. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, though, I attended another session. There was only one session on this topic, and it was about websites. And there's a new federal law taking effect. We must comply by April 24th, 2026 for populations over 50,000. That's us. It has to do with Title IX, ADA, compliance with access and ease of access for those handicapped or those who cannot read or who, it's hard to explain sometimes, or it's hard to imagine sometimes. Anyways, our website needs to be compliant. We are switching our assessor's website to that of the townships. However, I may have some issues going forward. I just put out all our drawings out there. I just had a program run, put them out PDFs, and now I'm finding out those PDFs may not be ADA compliant. I'm sorry, but TOI, township officials of Illinois dropped it big time. They mentioned nothing about this to us. This is hitting quite a few people blindsided. I've kind of known about a little bit, but the counties have been working on this feverishly. Kane County is desperately trying to work on it. They're changing their website considerably. A lot of grids that you would see, weeds, that's our profession. We put grids up for comparable studies, and when we assess properties, we compare them. We call them grids, LiDAR and grids. PDF readers have problems with those. Somehow it needs to be adjusted. I'm not sure. Anyways, I will be adjusting or asking to adjust my budget for professional fees. I would like to add another $10,000 to that item to possibly have to deal with some of the issues. My IT guy told me it could be $20,000 to rework our website. I have $10,000 in contingencies. I would be asking for another $10,000 just to cover it. But we are ready to flip it over to, we're going to kill the old website, move over to the new one. It's pretty close to the same thing. So hopefully it will go without a problem. But I wish Toyo would have said something sooner. I did have a conversation with Jerry Crabtree. He thought not much of it. There was no teeth in the law, no penalties. Well, there may not be penalties, but there can be attorneys out there or people looking for publicity to go out and get kind of jurisdictions and file a lawsuit and make money through attorney fees and so forth. So there's risk out there. And we'd like to try and avoid that as much as possible. So that will address the budget later. That's it. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner?
I don't have anything to add to my written report, but I did want to ask if you guys are receiving them when I email them.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And unless anybody's got any questions.
I really liked your story about the sinkhole on Skyline.
Oh,
That's
I didn't like
terrifying.
that.
No, it's terrifying. It was interesting to hear about though.
Yeah. Right now, they,
Great job getting that all fixed.
well, it's Carpentersville sewer. It just happens to go through our road.
Yeah.
So they did the repairs, and for now they put whole patch, temporary asphalt in there. And it gives us some time to settle and stuff. We just paved that road last year. It never fails.
Oh,
Counsel.
So real quick, I want to dovetail, not on the commissioner, not to step on your toes, but what the assessor said about the ADA compliance deadlines, because I think it is a big deal. And so basically, there's two portions of it. One of which we've known about for a long time, right? It's just essentially making text on websites right accessible, and it was fairly pricey, right? The first step to make compliance with that. The second part has to do with these PDFs, right? And what about PDFs that are posted on websites? And the rule is still under a comment period right now. It's actually scheduled to go through the comment period through the compliance deadline, which is interesting because how are you supposed to comply? And I think what they're realizing is that it's had a real kind of adverse effect where public agencies that have had lots of public records online right over the years are taking them down because it's so exorbitantly expensive to convert a PDF right into to make it accessible within that standard. So some of our clients, other of our township clients, have put up only 1 year of data on their website, right, where they historically have had 20 years, right, just because it would have cost $30,000-$40,000 for that conversion. So when the assessor says he's looking for an additional $10,000, it might very well be more than that. So we're keeping an eye out on that that comment period. I think as long as you're striving for compliance in the meantime, I don't know. It may be better to see how it shakes out before going and spending all that money and after the fact. I don't know that they're going to be coming and doing any enforcement actions, but kind of at your own risk. I'm happy to talk about it offline, but I just wanted to let the board know.
Yeah, what about pictures?
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
We currently, the township website has UserWay on it,
Mhm.
which is an accessibility tool for people that are vision impaired. And also there's extensions for browsers that also help those with handicap. So we're sort of in compliance.
Right. And the advice is, another tool, so for Hanover Township, one of our other clients, they got quoted $12,000 for their website to make all their PDFs compliant, right? And that's so they're going back for another quote, and I think they're essentially gonna wait and see what the comment period comes back as, and I think that's a good strategy.
I just had a comment. Just so everybody knows, it's not only vision impaired, it's hearing impaired. So how can you adjust your website to accommodate everybody? It's a big leap. And we deal with tons of data, lots of data. I mean, we have 22,000 parcels. And it's a big hurdle for us. The county is about to start taking down all their PDFs, from historical PDFs for all their tax, rates and all this, going back in here. They have tons of good information out there. So a lot of counties are gonna start pulling this data. It'll still be there, you have to ask for it in-house, or someone get an email, they'll send it to you, but available to the public, they're gonna take it away to try and comply. So it's a big deal coming up, and we're not sure where to go with it.
And nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Yes, Secretary.
Hello, Mayor Thomas, Dundee Township Secretary Manager. Yes, that's reporting this month's burials for a total of 15. Total sale and transactions are $65,732.20. Deeds reported, 12 deeds issued, and new sales plots for account for 20, and 2 deed transfers. We don't get those much, but ground maintenance, the little typo there, it's not annual, it's with the help of open space, the cemetery prairie gets a prescribed burn to maintain the natural prairie areas and support vegetation growth. Also, memorial installations are starting around this time, so everybody who before the winter, before the thaw, ordered memorial stones. Our cemetery staff helps assist those memorial companies, especially this week where we've had just constant rain and still getting rain. Our soils and our grass it's literally a sponge, so you can get heavy machinery out there without us putting down poly boards or assisting in those, especially getting those heavy monuments to the correct site. So we're staying pretty busy assisting those companies while the season is kicking off. And then projects and improvements currently ongoing or starting are the expansion or planning for the expansion of our cremation section and baby burial section. It is actually close to being full for our baby section, although there is designated land alongside the section to just be further developed there alongside 25, the current existing section. So we just have to lay it out. And that concludes my report. Any questions?
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you very much.
Next clerk.
No report at this time.
Trustees.
I have a report from HOA. I attended my first meeting. We are changing the bylaws. They're included in your packet. I'll go through them when we have discussion about that. We are also changing the time that the HOA meets because of my schedule and Katie's schedule. We're meeting at 3 p.m. instead of 10 a.m. Same days as the original meeting. It's a Monday, first Monday of the month, I believe. Yeah, okay. And it was a lot of fun. We need approval to continue to use the room. But it's definitely an interesting group.
Trustee, can I build off that real quick about the
Yeah.
approval for the room? So, I think for many years, the condo association has used the township's space to hold its meetings. I think my recommendation is that there be a formal agreement that put into place, right, to make sure that the risk of loss is shifted onto the building as a whole and not just the township. If someone slips and falls, right, and breaks their leg or something like that, right, it'll be the condo, and the association's insurance that handles that, not the township's. Less work for me. So, if the board has no objection to that, I think we would proceed with drafting that and sending it over to the condo association.
Okay.
Is that all?
Mhm.
Okay, that concludes the report section. The next item on the agenda is approval of meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the March 18th regular meeting minutes as presented? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion is made by trustee Fixer and seconded by trustee Day. Is there a discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
Yes.
Trustee Harmon?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
Yes. Okay, the motion carries and the minutes are approved as presented. Is there a motion to approve the March 18, 2026 executive session meeting minutes as presented? Is there a second?
Second. Got it.
Okay, the motion is made by trustee Day and seconded by trustee Fixer. Is there a discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
Yes.
Trustee Harmon?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
No. The motion carries and the minutes are approved as presented. Next, we'll move to the approval of treasurer's report. With us this evening is Tom Coughlin from Governmental Accounting LLC. Mr. Coughlin, thank you for being here. The floor is yours, sir.
All right, so not too much to report on tonight. We just started the new fiscal year, and no tax dollars have come in or anything like that. So, from a data standpoint, not a whole lot to touch on. In the month, we saw $93,000 of revenue come in, mainly from interest and then charges for services from the cemetery. On the expense side, operating expenses, all expenses were just shy of $339,000, all in line with where we'd expect to be 1 month into the fiscal year. Currently showing a temporary deficit there, $245,675. Once again, to be expected, haven't seen the tax dollars come in, we just started the fiscal year. But all in all, showing a fund balance of $5,409,528. Looking at our various bank accounts across First American Bank and Illinois funds, we're sitting at a balance there of $5,518,574.42. Are there any questions?
There was a question last night at the annual town meeting about increase in expenditures in the town fund, and I thought the answer was probably that we, in the cemetery fund, and that there were capital projects.
Yeah, so in the cemetery fund itself, we increased expenses to shift excess funds into capital, so that might have been it.
Okay.
Any capital spend, even for the cemetery, would have come out of the capital fund itself. But like I said, we were shifting excess funds over to capital reserves in a sense.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Coughlin. Is there a motion to approve treasurer's report as presented? Okay, second.
Second.
The motion is made by trustee Day and seconded by trustee Harney. Is there a discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
Yes.
Trustee Harmon?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
Yes. The motion carries and the treasurer's report is hereby approved as presented. We will now move to audit and approval of bills. Mr. Coughlin, could you please present the bills?
Sure. So for bills from March 12th to April 9th, 2026, for the supervisor's department, we're at $19,454.55. The assessor, $7,218.71. Clerk at $202.50. Open space, $2,296.37. GA, $538.17. Cemetery, $6,431.63. Road and bridge, currently sitting at $10,092.52. Mental health at $2,681.25.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the payroll bills for Road District General Assistance Mental Health Board Town Fund as presented? Is there a second?
Second.
The motion is made by trustee Day, seconded by trustee Harney. Is there a discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
Yes.
Trustee Harney?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
Yes, the motion carries and the bills are approved as presented. The first item on old business is approval of terms for equipment transfer between Township and Road District. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
The motion is made by trustee Harney and seconded by trustee Day. Is there a discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk?
Oh, I think before, we should just run over the terms briefly. I think it's, I don't remember the exact number, but this is last meeting?
Last month's.
The board declared the
Kubota.
existing cemetery, the Kubota, thank you, to be surplus property to be transferred to the road district.
And
which
the
is-
backhoe, right?
So 2 pieces of equipment, so that those would be transferred to the road district. The road district would then trade those in as part of the purchase of new equipment for the road district. And then the road district would then transfer its existing skid steer back to the township for a reduced price, right, for the trade-in. So kind of a three-way trade-in, if you will. And I think the final price was, gentlemen, was it 21,000. I was gonna say it, but I didn't wanna jinx it, so 21,000. So those are the terms, just to be clear, so the record's clear, the minutes are clear.
And that was the credit that was talked about in the $21,000 credit.
Well, the
Yep.
actual sale price would be 25,000,
Okay.
but we're getting 4,000 trade-in for their equipment. So
Okay.
that'll come off the top of that.
Okay.
It was slightly higher, but because our equipment is no longer working. So, and we just cannot invest anything in it, so, yeah.
Do you want somebody to read the,
No, we're good now.
okay.
All right, so
The
where were
next
we?
time, yes. For the- under
So
new
the
business.
motion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
Yes.
Trustee Harney?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
Yes, the motion carries and the terms for equipment transfer between Township and Road District is approved as presented. The next item of old business is approval of resolution to adopt a policy providing for additional service under the Dundee Township General Assistance Program. As the board knows, this item has been discussed on several prior occasions. As previously outlined, the proposed resolution would establish a policy framework for 4 categories of additional services under Township's General Assistance Program: Senior Service Programming, a Youth Peace Ambassador Program, Supplemental Senior Transportation Assistance, and Limited Emergency Relief Assistance. The resolution is intended to authorize those programs at a policy level, subject to applicable law and available appropriations, and it does not create any entitlement of services. With that, I move to approve the resolution to adopt a policy providing the additional services under the Dundee Township General Assistance Program. Is there a second?
Can we discuss?
Yeah, absolutely, but we have
Yeah, you
to,
get a second first, and then you just vote it
Okay.
down, you just vote it down, or you can table it, whatever, but
Oh,
there'll be discussion before a vote.
okay. I'll second.
okay, so the motion is made by me, Supervisor Shaw, and seconded by Trustee Day. We can now discuss.
Okay, so, the senior service programming, so we're helping seniors afford programs at the Park District.
Right, this is,
This
that's
is
what.
not us providing the programs, this is them providing the programs, we're just assisting with costs.
Right, so
Okay.
it'll be most likely a dance class, which I had pitched before, And it is done because our seniors would like to have companionship. Loneliness is a big problem there. So, and the ride-in cane, which we no longer, the state took over, but we still helped bridge the gap for them. So they have some gaps with it. I don't know how much we can do, but they're at least in contact.
Okay.
So they have a right there, at least. We'll see more when we, you know.
I was gonna ask
yeah.
that
So
about the transportation.
class should not be more than a few $100s, I'm told.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed the part about the transportation. Could you repeat what you said?
Yeah, so ride-in cane is no longer under us, right? It's under the state.
So we're not budgeting for it anymore? No, it's not under the state, it's under Kane County.
But they asked us to, because this is the first time around, okay, they got a state grant, okay? So, and it's supposed to continue on. So they've asked us to budget a bare minimum, around 25,000 just in case, but it's mostly taken over. So the
That's-
county, ride-in cane will take over for that. Yeah, we will not be funding, but they've asked us to put something away, which we did in the budget.
I guess I'd want to hear a little bit more about that because I don't know a lot about it, and I'm going to actually talk to Heidi Files about it. But my understanding is that we are still on the hook for some of the fees. And Ride and Cane does not provide Park District transportation. Park District provides their own transportation for their own programs. So it sounds like what I'm hearing is that what we'd be doing is subsidizing the Park District's transportation program for seniors to get to programs. Is that correct?
No.
No,
This is just for
two
the.
separate things.
Yeah. The ride-in cane, I just set the, people, so the ride-in cane now has a few people to connect with, okay? So I connected them with Mary Stallings and Dave Peterson at the Park District.
But they're still getting Ride and Cane services, right?
Yeah, they are, but, we're not going to be doing anything about it.
Right. The
Yeah,
county's taking
except
that-
for
yeah,
just getting
okay.
them together, yeah.
But
So
we're
the-
still paying for it, at least this year, right?
Well, no, very bare minimum it should be. Like I said, they asked us to budget around 25,000 or 20,000. We did 25. So we're not expecting any expenses, but we'll see. And this isn't supposed to be for 1 year. They expect it to be a long term.
So what connection does that have to the Park District program that's with emergency
Oh, no, I was just
assistance?
telling her they had problems with this. We tried to resolve those. And then now the next part, because they took a survey, the survey had ride problems first.
Okay,
That's what
yeah.
they wanted help with. The second was they wanted dance class. So the seniors took a survey of what
Okay.
they would like they would like to be helped with.
So essentially, we'd be subsidizing the Park District programs by doing this?
Not programs. We are just signing up for one. That's what they asked for.
It's a Park District program, right?
Well, it's going to be a Dundee Township funded.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Park District program that we're subsidizing the Park District for.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the transportation issue is a separate issue.
Okay, that's
yeah.
what I was trying to
That's what I
understand.
thought, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry to.
that's what I was trying to understand. Okay.
Okay, what else?
I'd maybe suggest tabling this, just because we just got this today. No issues there. But I'd like to just read over it, get a feel for everything, really understand it before I vote on it, if that's okay.
I can second that to table.
Okay.
I'd like to have Charity here too,
Yeah.
and have a full board.
So there'd be no discussion on that, but I'm gonna chime in because I'll say, so this is the same memo, it's actually a little bit reduced that we distributed whatever ago. But you'll see, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to table necessarily. There's blanks in there for dollar amounts and things, so I think there is some things that, can be decided and make sense.
Yeah.
Because I do, I mean, as we've all discussed before, there's gonna be an excess accumulation as well, so that fund does need to be spent down.
Yeah.
And based on that alone,
Huh?
I'd like to
Isolate
see
the
her
middle
be able
dollars
to approve more people, approve more programs. I'd like to
You don't
see
wanna wait
it,
till next month?
at least for a little bit.
I-
People who are waiting for it.
my problem here
I can
is
get that bit
that in our
approved
budget
right
for
now.
this year, and it's not the most recent one, we're gonna have another one after a budget workshop.
This last
But the
one,
one
can
that
do
we
that?
worked off of last time, we
Right now.
budgeted, or in the budget was roughly $68,000 for personnel and administration for general assistance and emergency assistance, which is under the control of the supervisor. That is salary FICA, all those expenses, whatever. What we budgeted to actually distribute to township residents in terms of grants is $62,850. And that disturbs me a great deal. The other thing that disturbs me is that I looked at our bill payout this month, and there were no payouts for any assistance for anybody. And at this point, I'm astounded by that, because the supervisor has the ability to keep people's water going on by paying their water bills, paying their electric bills, paying their gas bills, helping them with rent, helping them with evictions, helping them with insurance if their insurance keeps their medical, helping them with emergency medical things. None of that is happening. And so I would like to see a more robust utilization of the money, of the $62,850 that we apparently plan to budget for this, just for those things. And then I'd be willing to look at expanding it. But until I see more movement here, I can't, because people need to have their water. We are facing hard times right now. And not only that, but you can provide grocery assistance for people, and food's really expensive, and you can provide gas cards for people to get to the car, to get to work. You can provide, bus and train tickets for people to get to a job or get to treatment. And none of that is happening right now. And so I can't support this until we do that.
So I understand, and not to take away, but there is very strict, as you know, when you were a supervisor, very strict eligibility requirements. So, it's not necessary, and those can only, go up so much under the statute. And so this is one mechanism to broaden that, not that, is a policy issue for the board to make that decision. But otherwise, right, you're gonna have a spend down problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you had a proposal.
I do. So we should proceed with limited emergency relief assistance so we can help all the fire victims. They've been waiting far too long.
Yeah.
So what should we do?
Limited emergency relief assistance, we should approve that.
What is that?
Victims of the Carpentersville fire.
All fire.
Okay, do we have any paper on that? What are we talking about here? Food, clothes, what are the criteria?
Mr. Kinsley.
How come it doesn't fit under what we have already?
It's
So-
on here,
So I
number 4.
can
Oh.
perhaps explain a little bit. It is in
Okay.
the memo. So the idea behind this is, the public aid code several years ago authorized emergency, and I would call it disaster relief. And disaster in the broad sense of, think of pandemic when a disaster declaration happened, right? Not necessarily just, tornadoes and earthquakes and things, but fires, right, in apartment buildings. The problem with that is those are in the statute, right? They're very restrictive in terms of the qualification requirements, and there has to be documentation requirements and proof of repayment and proof of insurance that insurance is going to pay. And the problem with that is when someone's house burns down, right? They don't necessarily have all the paperwork, right? So it kind of creates a problem in terms of administrative feasibility. So the idea, what some other townships have done, have had this emergency relief type of, or disaster relief type of program, where it's, limited aid. I think the Red Cross used to run a program like this, that it is not continued to run. And so, you show up and some of it's like an immediate, immediate aid. The other things that, they provide is like referrals to hotels or things like that, a lot of just resources. So I don't think necessarily the cost per person would be, but that would be for the board to decide.
I can support that, just that part.
How about that part plus the senior service programming, and we cut it off somewhere?
I want to see the emergency assistance. No, I want to see people helping with their water and everything else before we subsidize a park district program.
Okay.
Okay?
What about the youth thing? The Youth Peace Ambassador Program.
I don't think we should be spending. I don't think we should be spending money on that when people can't pay their water bills, and that is happening right now.
Yeah, but they have to get approved in
Yeah.
order for us to help them.
Yeah, and you can do that.
They're not getting approved is the reason why we don't have that many payments.
You are under sole control of approving those people.
Mr. Kimsey, can you
Yeah,
chime
they
in?
have to qualify.
Yeah, they have to qualify.
Right.
Yeah, and that
So
was
if they're
no
eligible
problem
for other
for,
aid, or if they're
Mhm,
eligible for
right.
other things,
But
then
if
they're.
they
What
can't
are
be
the
approved, she can't
qualifications
give
to
them
be
the money.
approved?
yeah,
you
she
can-
runs the approval program.
There's a list of them.
So, yeah, I'll say, so it's probably beyond the scope of a conversation, and I don't think it will be here all night. But part of the reason why general assistant salaries are so exorbitant, right, so you hear those numbers, is because it's very highly technical. So I could wax all night about the requirements, but essentially, you know, when federal aid came about under the Roosevelt administration, right in the 30s, during the Great Depression, general assistance existed before that, so it became secondary to all that. So you're eligible for general assistance if you are eligible for no other public aid, right? So you essentially have to give proof that you don't qualify for anything else, and then you qualify for GA. So it can be difficult, and there's income requirements that I think were set lower
Asset requirements.
that you
too.
have adjusted, and you know, part of it is people got to show up too, which is.
Well, and there's that, but
Yeah.
they've been showing up in the office.
And we've been helping them.
There's nothing in the budget, or nothing in the bill pay that shows that.
They have to get approved. If they do not get approved, we do not cut a check.
Every other supervisor has had some people approved.
And
Every other one.
I've been saying, FOIA a list. We have a list of what every supervisor, every single file has wrong. We have a list of it. Welcome to FOIA it. So can we get the motion to approve limited emergency relief assistance under general assistance program?
A motion.
Okay, second.
So I think it'd be motion to amend the motion to approve only the one program.
Okay, so
And-
I motion to approve the amended motion.
You don't have to make the motion, so it's an amended motion. Sorry, I try to make it easier, right, but it makes it more complicated.
Emergency relief program.
Right, to approve only the emergency relief program as presented, and as long as the person who made the motion and seconded it are okay with that amendment, and you both consent
Yes,
for the minutes, so that Liz could diligently
We
type and can
consent.
catch that.
we consent.
And then if there's no further discussion, call the question on that amended motion to approve only that one program.
Okay, so I called, so the motion is made by me and seconded by trustee Day to amend the motion only to include relief for emergency assistance under the GA program.
And if there's no
Madam
further
Clerk?
discussion, yeah.
Please call the roll.
Trustee Day,
Yes.
trustee Drake, trustee Fixmer,
Yes.
trustee Harney.
Yes,
Supervisor Shaw.
Yes. Okay, the motion carries and the resolution for the emergency relief program under general assistance has been approved. As amended. The next item of old business is approval of mental health board appointments. Pursuant to the Community Mental Health Act, the members of the Community Mental Health Board shall be appointed by the supervisor of a township with the advice and consent of the Township Board of Trustees. There are 2 vacancies to be filled. 3.
And one unexpired term to be filled.
Okay, and 1 unexpired term to be filled. So I'm going to present my names today, and I would like for you to consider what I have to say about them. So I'm going to present Mr. Kemp, Mr. Schaefer, and Amber Cotter. Ms. Cotter, I empathize with you, what you shared with us today. I appreciate that, and sorry for your troubles and what you went through. That said, the reason I want to pick Mr. Schaefer, I would really like to see balance on the board. We have 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats, 1 independent. I think that's diverse. If you cannot get work done with that, then something is wrong. You see, us here, we're trying to work it out. I hope that mental health board would do the same. The Republican Party asked me that they wanted to have a voice. They should have a voice. This administration stands for everybody. Just because I'm a Democrat, I'm not only going to serve the Democrats, correct? So with that said, I would really like for the board to consider Mr. Schaefer. He's a level 1 trauma care provider. He has had most amount of experience on the board, and he has a lived experience. In addition to that, he also is a college graduate, and he's been around. He's also served this township for a very long time. So I think that that is justified. Mr. Kemp has saved us $8,000. That's more than I can say for other candidates. Mr. Kemp has also been a longtime supporter of the community. The reason why he votes no, you should look it up. I have. I've also consulted him on what was his thought process. Nobody actually asked him for that. If we were to ask him for that, he would tell you that it just isn't justified cost. It isn't that he's against it. And neither am I. All of us want expansion. We just want it justified, because while we think about the people who are in desperate need of mental health care, there are also a lot of people, blue-collar workers, who wake up at 4 in the morning, go to work at 5 o'clock, aren't able to show up here, would like a voice for their taxpayer dollars. They're funding assistance for people who need that. How about somebody looking out for them? So I think this is a diverse board. I don't want to stack it with my party people. So anyway, so I'm going to present those three, Mr. Schaefer, Mr. Kemp, and Ms. Cotter, and I appreciate your time and hearing me out. Is there a motion to approve the appointments?
Make a motion for the sake of discussion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, the motion is made by trustee Fiximer and seconded by trustee Day. Is there a discussion?
I'm glad that you would invite Amber. I would be okay with Mr. Schaefer, but not with Mr. Kemp.
Why is that?
Mr. Kemp has continuously blocked. I hear what you're saying, that you believe he has saved a lot of money, but the thing is that my observations, and I've been going to the meetings since last year, my observation is that he does not come to play, so to speak. He has already made up his mind, and he says no to everything that could help people. That is not saving money, that is obstructionism, and I cannot stand behind that.
Have you ever asked him why, though? Why did he vote a certain way?
He makes very clear why.
Mm-hmm.
What is
Every
that?
time.
In the minutes, he's made it very clear. In the meetings,
Consult
he's
the
made it very
minutes.
clear.
You know, I don't memorize everything I hear.
But that's one vote, right?
No,
Okay,
that's
he
every
can
time.
represent the
That is
blue-collared worker,
consistently.
right?
That
No,
is
he doesn't.
consistently.
It's consistent. Also, I just want to point out that the community has spoken, and we voted last night to approve.
No, the community that was available has spoken.
Just
Who
because
chose to show up?
you guys left.
No, it's not a choice, right? There are people who work.
I think every person in that room works. Every person there last night works very hard.
Yeah,
It was
but they don't work the
109
same
people.
hours.
How many people
Nevertheless,
voted yes?
77
77.
out of 64,000 people.
out of 106.
Okay.
Next time, you invite people.
They are always
You didn't
invited.
show, so
Were you here at my swearing-in ceremony? It was packed, wasn't it? That's an invite.
you
Why
didn't
did you
show.
just promote it to the Democrats then?
We didn't. We invited all of our people on Facebook.
Okay, and that's 64,000 people, and you are telling me 77 people voted,
Mm-hmm.
and that's substantial?
Yes. A lot of people want this. Enough people want this.
Well, more importantly, it passed in a referendum substantially. And I do have another point I'd like to make. Mr. Kemp is a Republican, Mr. Schaefer is a Republican, Mr. Connell's a Republican, and Mr. Auger is a Republican.
Mr. Auger is an independent.
No, he's not. He's a
He is.
Republican.
According to vote
He has
Voter.
been in the Republican Party with me a number of years ago. That leaves Heather Corrins, I don't know her political affiliation, and me currently as a Democrat. So that is not a balance at all, and I don't know what Ms. Cotter is, and I'm not sure that that makes any difference, because these two appointments of Mr. Schaefer and Mr. Kemp are defy the law. The law is very, very clear on this. It doesn't say medical experience. It doesn't say lived experience. It says mental health experience. That's what the law, it was changed last time. So
Counsel,
I
can you
am,
clarify that?
I'm talking, please. I can go along with what Henry is talking about. I'm happy, I will accept Mr. Schaefer. I do not think he'll be a good addition. Ms. Cotter, I think, will be an excellent one. Mr. Kempf is an absolute positive no. I have talked with him. I have worked with Chris Kempf for decades. He is a no on everything. He is unbelievably rude to the people who come. He attacks our providers. He diminishes and demonizes, but diminishes and degrades the people in front of him. And he votes no on everything except to adjourn.
And that's when he attends.
Yes, and the last 2 years that he was on the board, he attended the meetings about 50% of the time. So his attendance is unacceptable just from there. He has no, as far as I can see, no mental health experience or credentials or any affiliation with any mental health group. He is just not qualified.
I feel the same about you, Trustee Harney. You are not qualified. Henry and I are more qualified than you, yet you chose to be on the board.
You put her
No,
on.
you put me on the board.
I put you on the board interim until December. You
That's not what-
hijacked it.
That's not what the motion says.
Well, I'm sure you knew. We were new. You knew what you were doing.
You bet I
We
did.
were all, yes. So you conned us.
No, I didn't.
Well, nevertheless, all right, let's move forward.
I am so much more
So
qualified
with
than
Ms.
you, but
Cotter, it
that's
will
neither
be
here
in
nor
addition to the professionals
Can we
that
clarify
you guys
that Ms.
want.
Cotter will get the one of the full term and not the unexpired term?
Maybe we should, no, maybe not do this separately. That you do have to say, but no, I can't support Chris Kemp on anything.
Kind of personal, isn't it, Sue?
Yes.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Absolutely.
Isn't it kind of personal, Sue?
No, it's not. Well, there is a personal aspect to it. It's also professional. He is unqualified.
No, you are. Sorry. You're unqualified.
Manners?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, so there's no motion or motion to approve?
No
What are
further
the terms?
discussion.
No further discussion then?
Well, so the
How
question,
Can we
Go.
split it somehow? Can we split it to
It's a slate.
approve Ms. Cotter
No.
and perhaps Mr. Schaefer?
It's up to her, and she's saying no.
It's just Mr. Kemp. We agree on the two, we just don't agree on the one.
Mm-hmm.
What difference does it make? He represents the blue-collar people
No,
of our community. Not everybody is
So
going to
does
be
Joe,
people we
so does
like, but we
Ray.
must work with them, right?
He's
Joe and Ray
unqualified.
do.
What?
Joe and Ray and Mr. Schaefer would all represent the blue collar of the community.
Mr. Auger would not, but he is nevertheless, like I said, it's supposed to be 3-3-1, and that's what we have. If you don't want the diverse
Where's
board, we
the,
can move forward.
Where's
There's
the
4.
legislation that says that? That's supposed
I
to be
didn't mention
3-3-1.
anything about a
No, and
legislation.
it's not 3-3-1. It's 4 Republicans, 1 Democrat, and 2 independents.
One
That's
to be
not
determined.
true. But nevertheless, council, can you specify on the
How long is that count?
qualified part?
Let's just go to a
4
vote.
months.
We're all not gonna agree on
yeah, I mean, the
this
statute,
at this
the statute
point.
speaks for itself, so I won't get into a match, but it's 405 ILCS 20/3/A. So I would encourage you all to read it on your own, because it is broad and intentionally, but there is qualification. The only statute, the only position in Illinois, the only elected or appointed office that has a formal qualification is the assessor's office. But there is a hierarchy of recommended qualifications in a number of statutes, including this one.
I would like to strongly and respectfully ask that you consider, what is Don's last name? I'm sorry.
Arimura?
Yeah, in place of Mr. Kempf, because she does have that experience. And she has the experience with the financials. And and I think she would be a helpful leader. And I think, and some people are gonna disagree with me, but I actually would welcome Mr. Schaefer because he has a different perspective. Whether we agree with what he says or not, it still gives food for thought. And that's why I would actually like to see Mr. Schaefer on the board. And then I'd like to see Ms. Cotter on the board because of her experience. So if we can't agree on the third, would you please at least consider
How about
the
if
two?
I give you a public guarantee that if Mr. Kemp is out of order and you can actually put that together, okay, not just the votes that are no's, okay?
And the
I will,
absences?
okay, the absences are not overboard where he is eligible for removal, right? But
Just
let's
barely.
pretend he is, okay, let's pretend he is. I'll step in, right?
Will
I've
you?
done it before. Yes, I'm
Joe
literally,
Connell hasn't shown up to meetings and you're not.
there
doing
are no
anything
meetings
about
without a
that.
quorum, right?
He hasn't shown up, so there is no quorum.
That's not an absence, is it, Council?
Well, if there's no meeting, then technically. no.
Because he hasn't shown up.
So can we move forward with this so people can actually get assistance, and I will step in?
You're not aware of this?
She's aware.
We're not approving him.
You're not on the board, silence. Anyway, so we can move forward then? We're not doing anything here?
Unless you can agree with Henry.
I presented my 3 names.
Of course you did.
All right then, so we'll
Over
move
and over
forward.
again.
Well, so you call for a vote,
So
Okay,
this-
so Madam
Let me
Clerk?
just
or you can,
point out
table it, you
that
can do whatever you
the
want to do.
longer this pissing match takes, the longer our people who we've promised to support are going to hurt. And the longer that goes on, the less likely we are to get people who will trust us enough to apply for grants. This is killing the mental health board. This is killing it.
So accept this, right?
Or meet us halfway.
Yeah, meet us
This
halfway.
is halfway.
Chris Kemp
That's
is not
2/3.
halfway. Ken Schaefer is. We're agreeing with Ken Schaefer.
And I'm agreeing
And
with
I'm
Amber
publicly endorsing
Cotter.
Mr. Schaefer.
Amber
So
Cotter's
it's
the best
It's the
candidate.
one person, Mr. Kemp.
Yes. and
So
we've
why is
said
that one
over and over
person?
again.
Yeah, right, so why is that one person so detrimental?
Because
talked about
he
it.
If you've
is.
attended the meetings for the past.
I'm speaking.
If you've attended the meetings for the past year and a half, like Henry just tried to say, you would see why it's detrimental.
So
to
you
have him
are
on the
looking for
board.
people who will only vote yes?
No, I'm looking for balance on the board to support our members of our community.
And he does that.
No, he does not.
It's consistent.
Not
You've
according
never-
to his voting.
You've never asked him why he votes that way,
No.
but we can't do this.
He
People have to go.
proves it, why he votes that way.
Because it's not justified, Melissa,
Okay.
okay? All right,
You're
so,
such a disappointment.
This is on you then.
what?
This is on you then, because we've been bending over backwards.
You've been
trying to
saying
work
it's
through
on
this.
me the whole time, okay? I've
it
presented this,
is.
I've tried to tell you about the balance,
community has
it's not
spoken up
going.
as well. We don't
77
want
people from the community.
And people on Facebook, people calling,
People emailing,
people
people
coming
calling,
up to me in
people.
public.
But that happens
Public.
both the sides. It's not just for you, right?
I've never had somebody come up to me and say they want Chris Kemp.
I've had the
ever.
opposite.
I've had the opposite over and over and over again.
All right then, so the motion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
No.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
No.
Trustee Harney?
No.
Supervisor Shaw?
Yes. Okay, the motion does not carry and isn't approved. So the first item on new business is approval of amended Summit Square Condominium Association bylaws.
Oh,
Is-
motion.
A second?
I'll second.
Okay, the motion is made by Trustee Day and seconded by Trustee Harney. Is there a discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Oh, you had
No, it's fine.
something?
I thought she did, but go ahead now.
Oh,
you have
do you
something?
guys
I don't
want
mean
to
to- I don't
discuss
mean-
it?
I don't mean to
I
draw
can
this out.
explain it a little bit.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
probably explain it to
I
the
think
Okay.
we should explain it so.
So
people know
the
what's
bylaws are changing, they've already agreed on them. We, before I attended meetings, it was already agreed on. Notice of sale and refusal to make the sale less lengthy of places in the building. Money spent by president is changing to $5,000, and this is the HOA board. Video recording changes, and I just need approval to sign on behalf of the township, or we need to approve someone to sign on behalf of the township.
And so I'll, just to be a little bit more clear, because I think it goes to the past issue, the litigation. So part of these bylaws have been updated to include a right of first refusal, right? To clarify that was not previously clear. that it has now been clarified. So there's a process when someone in this building decides to sell, the rest of the unit owners have a right of first refusal on that sale. So it's included kind of very clear contract, notice and contract disclosure and timing requirements and things like that, where that didn't exist before. As far as the video recording provisions, essentially is what it has done is included a restriction on any of the unit owners recording in the common areas without the approval of the condo board, which I think is fine. I do have probably some comments to go back to the condo board, given that potentially video records that come into possession of the township would become a public record, right? So there's some retention requirements, so we want to be careful about how those are deleted. We don't want anybody to get in trouble. I think we can address that. So my recommendation would be, if we can get approval to amend just a little bit, is to approve subject to final attorney review and approval, and to authorize, I think the supervisor would be the proper person to execute them, because she's the executive of the township. That's who can bind the township, essentially. Better for you instead of you signing. And again, subject to final attorney review and approval.
Okay.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Who made the second?
Trustee Hartley.
Okay, it's fine with me.
Okay, so I think unless there's discussion.
That's
you can
it,
get a
right?
roll call.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yeah.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
Yes.
Trustee Harney?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
It's up to you.
I'm going to abstain. Okay, the motion carries, and the amended Summit Square Condominium Association bylaws are hereby approved as presented.
As amended.
As amended. The next item of new business is approval of updated policy regarding purchasing of goods and services. Is there a motion
You have a motion from you.
well, I'll make the motion. Is there a second?
There's a motion that I prepared.
Where are we?
I have a motion, it's in your packet.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
This is under camera.
Hold on.
All right, under camera.
Almost.
It's not this one right here,
It is that,
but that's not the motion.
but it just describes, the motion just describes it. So I think what the motion was, if you want it off the top of my head, is to authorize it's double-sided. That's right, hold on.
Did it make it to the pocket?
I believe it did, would be to authorize the interim administrator up to $2,500 in spending authority, and to approve the amended policy as presented.
I will make the motion to authorize the interim administrator to spend up to $2,500. What was the rest of it?
And to approve the amended policy.
And to approve the amended policy as in the packet.
Give it a second, I don't know where it is, it's double-sided, so it's my fault. Need a second.
I'll
All right.
second.
The motion is made by Trustee Harney and seconded by Trustee Day. Any further discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixmer?
Yes.
Trustee Harney?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
No, the motion carries, and the updated policy regarding purchasing of goods for, what is it, $2,500? Is that right?
Up to 25.
Up to $2,500 for Katie Began, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Is approved as presented. The next item is new business. Approval of June 26, 2026 Camber Rally at Raceway. Is there a motion?
I'll move.
A second?
I'll second.
The motion is made by Trustee Fixmer and seconded by Trustee Day. Is there a discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Yes.
Trustee Drake?
Absolutely, yes.
Trustee Hardy?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
Yes. Okay, the motion carries and the July 26, 2026 Camera Rally at Raceway is approved as presented. The next item on the agenda is executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn to executive session pursuant of Section 2C1 of Open Meetings Act in order to consider the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific township employer, and pursuant of Section 2C11 of Open Meetings Act in order to consider litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into minutes of the closed meeting. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, the motion is made by me and seconded by trustee Day. We will adjourn now to,
Get a
into
vote, get a vote.
Oh, can we please get a roll call?
Yep, trustee Day?
Yeah.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixner?
Yeah.
Trustee Hardy?
Yes.
Supervisor Shaw?
Yes. We will now adjourn into executive session. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the regular board meeting of Dundee Township. We are back in session at 8:58 p.m. What's the date today?
15.
On the 15th. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Day?
Here.
Trustee Drake? Trustee Fixner?
Here.
Trustee Hardy?
Here.
Supervisor Shaw?
Here. Is there any other business that any board member wishes to bring forward? Okay, okay, motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll move.
Oh,
I'll move.
You're looking at her and I was looking at you, like, why are you looking at her?
We're going to sleep
Okay,
here,
the
man.
motion is
Go.
made by me and seconded by trustee Fiximer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed, any abstentions? The ayes have it, and we are adjourned at 8:58 p.m.
Sounds like